I paid for everyone's $17,500 Italy trip, 10 people, 1 villa. At check-in, my name was missing. Storage room's fine. You're too young for luxury, Mom smirked. I replied, of course, canceled the villa, froze all group cards, and removed my name from the trip chat. They were escorted out in flip-flops at 1 a.m. I watched their bags get soaked from my balcony. One voice note said, "Please fix this." I sent back a screenshot. Available balance, 1 cent. "It's just a storage room," Mom said without looking up from her phone. "You're young. You don't need luxury." 10 seconds earlier, I had asked the concierge why my name wasn't on the reservation. 10 seconds after, I was still standing there with 10 people staring at me, my own family, plus a few boyfriends, girlfriends, and freeloaders. I paid for all of them. $17,500. 1 villa. A 10-day trip to Italy. 10 people, not including me, apparently. "Oh, come on," my sister giggled, tossing her suitcase to one of the staff. "It's not like he minds. He always plays martyr. Let him have the utility closet." I didn't reply, just nodded once. "Of course," I said calmly. They thought I was joking. They didn't see me open my banking app under the counter. Didn't notice me freeze every group card. Didn't feel the vibration when I quietly exited the group chat, the one I'd created to organize the trip. The one now renamed Family Villa Vibes by my cousin Aiden, whose only contribution to the entire vacation was a playlist full of low-quality ripped tracks. "You okay?" the concierge asked, glancing between me and the group. "Absolutely," I said. "One small change to the reservation. Cancel it." The silence came in 2 waves. First from the concierge, who blinked twice before whispering, "All of it." Then from behind me, as my father's laugh froze in his throat and my mother's smirk turned into confusion. "What do you mean, cancel?" she asked, stepping forward. I said slowly, turning toward them, "there is no villa. There is no booking. There are no cards left to swipe." That was 8:42 p.m. By 1:03 a.m., they were standing outside the locked gate in flip-flops and silk sleepwear, their luggage dumped unceremoniously by the driveway, soaked by the sudden Roman rainstorm I watched from my new balcony across the street. The villa was never theirs. It was mine. I got a voice note at 1:17 a.m. It was from my mom. She was trying not to cry. "Please fix this." I replied with a single screenshot. Available balance, 1 cent. It started months before Italy. Technically, it started years ago, when I first offered to help my family with just a few things. A plane ticket here. A rent top-up there. A last-minute birthday gift when Mom forgot to buy one for Dad. I told myself it was temporary, that one day they'd stand on their own. They never did. By the time the Italy trip came up, I was covering 3 different family group cards, all under my name. They called it convenient. Said I was the organized one. Said I could track things better that way. In reality, I was the one with good credit. When I sent the villa booking to our group chat, nobody said thank you. Not once. Leah, my sister, heart-reacted the message and wrote, "Finally. Something classy." Mom replied with, "Looks good. Hope there's Wi-Fi." Dad sent a thumbs up and a meme that said, "Italy? More like it'll be me drunk." No one offered to reimburse me. The plan was always, I pay up front, they pay me back soon. Funny how soon became after the trip, and then after bonuses, and eventually we thought it was your gift to the family. The rot wasn't loud. It crept in sideways. Like when my mom emailed the airline because she wanted to upgrade her seat with my points. Or when Adam, our cousin, asked me to add his girlfriend last minute because she'd be bored alone at home. He promised to Venmo me the fare. I'm still waiting. Even the day before the flight, I had to call the airline to fix a mistake Leah made on her own passport info. She called me dramatic for asking her to double-check it before. I didn't say anything. Just did it. Like always. The first it came on day 2 of the trip. We were supposed to go on a guided tour of Florence. The van came at 9 a.m. sharp. I walked out of my room at 8:52. The driveway was empty. Gone. I called Leah. No answer. I texted Mom. Her reply, "Thought you said you needed sleep. We didn't want to bother you." Dad sent a follow-up photo from the van. Everyone grinning with gelato. The caption, "Work hard, nap harder." I stood alone at the gate of the villa, sun already hot, heart in my throat. I hadn't said anything about sleep. They just left me. In Italy, on a tour I planned and paid for. But the real fracture came on day 4, the day I checked the balance of the group cards. 2 of them were empty. I loaded them with enough for meals, events, Ubers. I made a spreadsheet. Gone. Almost $5,000 vanished in 4 days. At first, I thought it was a glitch, but then I opened the app and saw the charges. Designer boutique in Florence. Rooftop cocktails in Rome. Something called La Luce Aro, a jewelry shop. And a $1,200 spa package in someone's name that wasn't mine. I brought it up at dinner that night. We were sitting under the pergola. The lights were strung like a Pinterest dream, and everyone was tipsy off Chianti. I noticed some odd charges, I said calmly. Does anyone know who bought something at La Luce Aro? Silence. Then Mom said, that was probably me. I just needed a few gifts. You said the card was for the group. I nodded. Right. It's just. I didn't authorize $1,200. Leah snorted into her wine. What? I asked. She shrugged. Maybe don't offer to pay for everyone if you're going to be stingy about it later. I stared at her. You used the card? She forgot hers. Mom interjected quickly. So I let her use yours. It's all the same anyway, isn't it? Dad raised his glass. Ain't this what rich kids do? By family loyalty? You're young. You'll recover. I didn't answer. Later that night, as I was scrolling through the group chat, I saw something I wasn't supposed to. Adam had meant to send it to just Leah, but he clicked the wrong thread. It was a screenshot of my Facebook profile, a photo of me sitting on the balcony with my laptop. The caption. Look at him. Even on vacation, he's thinking about spreadsheets. Below it, Leah had replied. Let him. It makes him feel important. Then, guilt money comes with strings. Let him carry that weight. I don't remember blinking. I do remember feeling cold. In the middle of Italian summer, with stars above me and laughter below, I felt like someone had buried me alive. The next morning, I logged into the security app for the villa. Since I'd made the booking, I had full admin access to the cameras. I checked the footage from the day they left me for the Florence tour. Not out of paranoia, just curiosity. At 8:46 a.m., I saw it. They were outside, taking group photos. They weren't in a rush. I saw Mom pose with Leah and Adam holding up their cappuccinos like a magazine cover. Dad was filming. Someone even brought out a cake, a small one, with candles. They were singing happy birthday to Adam. No one had mentioned his birthday. Not once. Not to me. The same day, I sat alone wondering if I'd overslept. They were singing, laughing, toasting champagne, and cutting me out of the frame like a bad edit. Later that afternoon, I found another surprise. In one of the cloud folders used to store trip photos, which, again, I set up, someone had accidentally uploaded a full-resolution selfie from inside the spa. The file name read goldroom_luxury_thermal. In the reflection of the mirror behind them, I saw the receipt for $180. Leah's name was printed clearly across the top. She'd used the spa while I cleaned the kitchen that morning, because they left it a mess after a family night. That night, I received a photo from Adam. It was a group shot on the villa's balcony. My chair was empty. The caption read, Real family. Real memories. No tag. No mention of me. No shame. They weren't just using me. They were erasing me. And they thought I'd stay quiet. The storage room smelled like detergent and old shoes. There was a folded cot beside a plastic shelving unit filled with toilet paper, mops, and a rusted iron. I slept next to a leaky pipe. The floor tile sweated at night. Every time someone flushed upstairs, it sounded like thunder above my bed. 3 nights. I stayed 3 nights in that room. Not because I accepted it, but because I needed it. Because the 3rd night was her birthday, and that's when it had to happen. They thought I was quiet because I was ashamed. They thought they'd broken me. They had no idea I was waiting. Happy birthday, Leah. The villa was exploding with balloons and champagne flutes. Someone had strung gold foil letters across the balcony, 25 and fabulous. The playlist was blaring Dua Lipa. There was a rented bartender. A 3-tier cake with gold leaf roses. Her boyfriend wore a white blazer with no shirt. I had paid for all of it. Leah squealed when she saw the gift table. Oh my God, is this the Cartier box? She tore it open. Inside, the bracelet. $540. Well, okay, this is real. Who's this from? She flipped the tag. No name. She didn't even look at me. No one did. I was passing out champagne flutes, helping the staff stack ice buckets, opening wine bottles for people who barely remembered I existed. Until Dad clinked his glass. Talia, he shouted. Our baby girl. Smart, stunning, and, let's be honest, way too good for any of us. Especially him. He pointed his glass at me. The crowd laughed. I mean, come on, he added. 3 nights in a broom closet and still no complaints? That's commitment. Someone give this man a mop and a badge. More laughter. Someone clapped. A few guests looked uncomfortable, but most? Drunk. Loud. Cruel in the way people are when they think you'll never bite back. I took 1 step forward. Then 2. I waited for the laughter to die. Then tapped my glass. Can I say something? A few heads turned. A few eyes rolled. My mother looked confused, like I'd forgotten my place. I smiled. I didn't bring a gift, I said, but I do have something to share. I pulled out the villa remote, the one synced to the smart TV in the main room. Hit 1 button. The music stopped. The screen behind the cake table came alive. First slide. Italy trip group expenses. Total, $17,502. Paid by Adam. Second slide. Unauthorized transactions. La Luz Aro Jewelry, $1,200. Forenza Rooftop, $460. Luxury Spa Package, Leah, $1,190. Designer Store, $780. Third slide. A screenshot of the group chat. Leah's message, timestamped 2 days earlier. Let him pay. It makes him feel relevant. Guilt money always does. The room froze. I looked at Leah. She turned pale, then red. What is this? Your words, I said. Want me to read more? I clicked forward. Fourth slide. A short clip pulled from the villa security cameras. Adam, Mom, Dad, Leah, all singing happy birthday to Adam. Holding cake. Laughing. I was not in the video. I let that hang for a second. I thought this was Leah's birthday. Someone muttered. Wrong video? Another guest whispered. Leah stepped forward, trying to laugh it off. Okay, this is insane. You dug through cameras now. You made me sleep in the cleaning closet, I said quietly. 3 nights. I waited. For what? Dad barked. To make a scene? You could have just said something. I looked at him. I did. But nobody listens when I speak. You only listen when I take something away. I opened my phone. Hello. Yes, I said. This is Adam, the primary booking holder for Villa Serenita. I'd like to cancel the reservation. Effective immediately. Full revocation. Yes, I'll handle the charges. The crowd gasped. The music was still off. The candles on the cake flickered in silence. Leah's boyfriend stepped toward me. Dude, there's no way you can just... It's in my name, I said. The entire villa. The cards. The accounts. The flights. But it's Leah's birthday, Mom said. How can you? She made me sleep on a cot next to bleach bottles, I snapped. She used my money to buy herself jewelry. You let it happen. You called it normal. So now, I'm normal too. I turned to the room. The party's over. The security guards arrived at 1:03 a.m. They knocked softly. Gave everyone 10 minutes. A few guests tried to argue. The staff shrugged. We're not involved. We just follow the system. Leah screamed. Dad stormed off, knocking a chair and nearly hit a bottle. Mom begged, hands out like prayer. I'm your mother. And I was your son, I said. Until I became your bank. They stood outside the gate by 1:20 a.m., luggage in hand, silk robes clinging to wet skin. The Roman rain was cold and fast, soaking their designer bags. Adam tried to pull up a rideshare. The app crashed. His girlfriend was crying. I was watching from the balcony of the boutique hotel across the street. Room 304. Prepaid. Quiet. Clean sheets. A king-size bed. My phone buzzed. Voice message. From Mom. Please, fix this. We have nowhere to go. I replied with a screenshot. Bank balance. 1 cent. No message. No smile. Just the facts. They stood at the gate, soaked, shaking, silent. For once, Leah didn't have her phone in her hand. Dad wasn't shouting. Mom wasn't performing. Just the sound of rain hitting the pavement. Just the weight of everything they didn't think I'd do. I watched from across the street, lights off in my hotel room, curtain pulled just wide enough. I didn't feel rage. I didn't feel victory. I felt stillness. This wasn't revenge. This was a correction. They had treated my money like plumbing, invisible, constant, assumed. They thought the card would keep working. The apps. The transfers. That I'd reset the damage with one last favor. But they forgot something. I paid for everything. And now, I was going to unplug them, piece by piece. I started with the cards. 3 group cards. All under my name. I froze them permanently, not just the temporary freeze I did back in Rome. This time it was full deactivation. No reactivation, no replacements, no mercy. The next morning, Leah tried to buy coffee at the airport. Declined. Twice. I know, because she posted a story. Can't even get caffeine. Who even does that? Punishes people by cutting off payments. The cup in her hand said decaf. I screenshotted it and deleted the app. Then I called the airline. I revoked all shared access on the bookings, removed my email from the return itinerary, and flagged both my parents' tickets as potentially fraudulent, since they were booked using my business account. The rep didn't even hesitate, just said, "Understood, sir," and wiped the connection clean. They could still fly. They just had to pay for it. And they did. In full. Later that day, my phone buzzed. Voicemail from Mom. "Whatever point you're trying to make, it's enough. You've made your scene. Let's fix this." I didn't listen to the rest. I deleted it mid-sentence. Then I opened my banking app. It showed a long list of connected automatic payments. My parents' electricity disabled. Leah's car insurance canceled. Grocery deliveries unsubscribed. Shared Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime deauthorized. iCloud Family Plan removed. I even went into the shared calendar we used for birthdays and holidays. Deleted every single entry. They weren't my responsibility anymore. By noon, Leah had emailed me. The subject line: "You're ruining everything." The body was just one sentence. "I had job interviews next week, and the car was under your name." I replied. "Then start walking." An hour later, Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. His voice was calm, rehearsed, full of that false dignity he uses when he's losing. "Son, this is immature. You're hurting your own blood. You've made your little point. Now let's stop before things get really broken." I texted back a single word. "Already broken." Then I opened the shared Google Drive folder, the one I'd used to organize the trip. Deleted everything. Photos, budget files, passport scans, restaurant bookings, hotel receipts, chat logs. Gone. I uploaded one new file before I closed the folder for good. A JPEG. A photo of the storage room. The cot. The mop. The bleach bottle. Captioned: "Here's where I slept while you toasted champagne." No response. That night, Mom posted on Facebook a long, rambling paragraph about how families forgive and how one person's pain shouldn't destroy years of memories. It had no names, but everyone knew. I read the comments. "So sorry you're going through this. Prayers for healing. Some kids just don't know gratitude." One aunt wrote, "Don't worry. He'll come back once the money's gone." I laughed out loud, because the money wasn't gone. They were. The next morning, I logged into the bank and moved all my funds into a new account, one they didn't even know existed. New card, new routing, new name, every trace of them scrubbed. Then I changed my phone number. I sent the new number to exactly 3 people: my best friend, my boss, and the guy at the espresso bar downstairs. Everyone else? Silenced. No more Venmo requests. No more, "Can you check on this?" No more shared subscriptions, surprise invoices, sudden emergencies. They were cut off. And the most beautiful part? They couldn't stop me. Because for the first time in my life, I owed them nothing. No explanations. No phone calls. No forgiveness. Just absence. And absence, I've learned, is the only thing users can't feed on. I wasn't a bad son. I was just convenient. The kind you call when the light bill's late, when the rent is short, when someone needs a vacation they can't afford. For years, I told myself I was helping. That sacrifice meant love. That maybe, if I gave enough, they'd finally see me as more than a walking transaction. They never did. And now? That's not my burden to carry anymore. My mornings are quiet now. No notifications. No group chat memes sent at 6 a.m. No, "Hey, quick thing," messages that spiral into $800. No one needs anything from me. And for the first time, I don't feel guilty about that. I feel clean. I eat alone. I work on what matters. No requests. No fake emergencies. Just space. Breathable, untangled, mine. Sometimes I catch myself wondering how much of my adult life I spent waiting for applause that was never coming. How many birthdays I paid for just to be erased from the photos. How many plane tickets I bought hoping they'd see the gesture instead of the balance. They never saw either. Now they don't see me at all. And that's exactly how it should be. Last week, I got a message from an unknown number. The text read, "Hey, I've been thinking a lot about what happened. Maybe we should talk." No name. But I knew the tone. Leah always wrote like that when she needed something soft, round, vague. I didn't reply. I don't chase closure from people who depend on my exhaustion. They had years to speak to me like family. They used every one of them to treat me like a service. Now they can talk to the silence. Let them explain themselves to the echo. I don't miss them. I miss who I thought they were. The version I built in my head to survive the reality of them. That version never existed. In the moment I stopped trying to fix it, my life finally began. No more storage rooms. No more overdraft guilt. No more apologizing for being the only one who kept track of what things cost. They lost their bank. I found my backbone. And in the end, some people inherit land. Some inherit silence. I got the better deal.